Hello, good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio. John, myself, Fox, you're on the panel tonight. Is Linda and Bridgeman. Evening, boys and girls.
Evening, Oxshire. Evening, Bridgeman. Evening, everyone. Hope you're all safe and well.
Well, can I say a big, huge good evening to you guys? Massive good evening to you guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
How are you, Linda?
Yeah, I'm very well, Ox. Thanks. Just getting through another week of lockdown, but managing through it.
Did you get a script through the post today, or is it a day late as normal?
Oh, it must be late.
Oh, right, because I was just going to say, rip it up, Bridge. We're wasting our time, aren't we?
Don't bother opening it.
Oh, what a week in Rangers Radio. We've had virtual tours, which was superb. Looking into the future, Gary Corby was great. JFK enjoyed that. Then we had Southside in the football and Big Stevie and I've got to say Robert Weatherall last night.
Class.
Robert, I'll put it out to you. A moment of comedy gold on.
Absolutely brilliant.
The Winnet Bridge.
Just fantastic night. Oh, fantastic night, really, truly. You know, you have to go on mute, and sometimes I can't get on mute, or when I'm on mute, I can't get off it. My God Almighty, the tears were running down my face listening to it.
The timing. Anyway, Linda, okay, you've not been on for a week. There's been sort of 3 games played in the title race. We've not managed to win one, but potentially we could be 2 points better off by the time we finish on Saturday.
Yes, it's funny how things turn out, Ox, isn't it? Obviously, the Motherwell game, we went into that on the back of 2 points dropped by our nearest challengers, and I think the Motherwell game was probably disappointing in terms of, we probably expected to win that, with no disrespect to Motherwell, but it was disappointing getting the draw. I don't think we started the game very well, probably a poor goal to lose, but we picked it up in the second half, and when we got the equaliser with Itten, who I thought did really well when he came on, you were thinking we're going to go and maybe get the winner. Similar to the game that we had at Ibrox when we beat them 3-1, but it wasn't to be, and we just got to pick ourselves up. And then we got a wee Brucey bonus last night with more points dropped. So all in all, it's been a reasonably good week.
Here. And what did you do when that result came through last week? Did you look at the fixtures? Did you start counting the points up? Or did you say, well, I'll take one game at a time? What did you do?
Well, at first I said, I'm going to take one game at a time. I made a pact with myself. I'm not going to look at the fixtures. But the following day I went in and looked at them.
Makes plenty of sense, that, doesn't it?
Bridgeman, come on. How many times have you looked at the fixtures?
Well, I've checked a few of the fixtures a few of the times of every day, maybe every hour. I don't want to say a day too much, but a day. I've been saying for a while, I'm counting down the number of games to play, and I think after Saturday's game, I think it's 13 to play, and Saturday we've got a fabulous chance. It's Saturday, isn't it? Just in case I get all mixed up.
Yes.
So we've got a fabulous chance to stamp on it and come away with 3 points. Get 3 points on Saturday, and the world's a different place entirely. Come on, Rangers! I'm so excited.
Taking obviously the Cove Rangers tie out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got obviously a home to Ross County, and then we're away at Hibs within a week. That's going to be a big couple of days for us. Then we don't play for 10 days, Bridge, till we return against a home tie against St Johnstone. And then we're away Hamilton and home to Kilmarnock before we play the European tie. So potentially, if you looked at form, we've got one tricky tie in there and the rest should be, but that's not always how football works, Linda, is it?
No, it isn't, and it is difficult to to take one game at a time. But maybe after Sunday's result, I don't know if you guys put the brakes on. I mean, I didn't really, as I just said. I still had a wee look at the fixtures going forward. But we've got a kind of mixture of home and away now, haven't we, Ox? Whereas we've just come through a really difficult period with January, with those tricky away games, and also the period in December where we managed to win every game. So, yeah, the games should take care of themselves, but as you say, we've got to still go out and win them. We've got to perform well.
I was there a neighbours man myself. I preferred that Natalie and Bruegel rather than home and away, you know. You know?
Brilliant.
I was always torn. But I don't think we can help ourselves. And when I look at the 5 games there, Easter Road historically a tricky place for us. We know we can go there and win, and all of a sudden we can pick 15 out of 15, and we're chopping the games off. We can then start ordering all our stuff and get this party, because I've booked a month off, but it's floating, so I can't organise it.
You're a shocker, you. It's just a shocker.
You know?
It's hard as well, Ox. I don't know about you as well, Bridge, to not get emotional, because over the last few weeks on social media, people have been posting wee videos of when we last won the title, and some of the the league titles that we've won over the last sort of 10-20 years. And when you think back to all those great times, you do get a bit emotional. And I heard you guys talking about whether this would be the most emotional one, if we do manage to go over the line. And I think it will be. I don't know what I'm going to be like when we win. I think everybody will feel the same, just because of what we've been through, I think.
Don't worry, we've got your big smoke bomb. You'll get in the Hummer.
Might need to go onto the roof.
I remember we played a few years ago when we were making our way back, and we played Motherwell in the Cup, and we played them at Ibrox, and it was a very emotional night for a lot of Rangers fans because we beat Motherwell.
That was the very first season, wasn't it?
That's what I'm saying. We're away, but way down the bottom, and we played them, and that's when the great term of F the SPL and so on and so forth. It was just unbelievable stuff, because at the end it was still the SPL. So you had the SPL and the Scottish Football League. So it was a fantastic night. It wasn't a full house, but my goodness, it was great. Freezing cold. And we beat them. Oh, marvellous. Just marvellous. Very emotional. A lot of Rangers fans were crying. Couldn't believe it.
I think 2 games for them, well, maybe 3 games for the emotions. I think when the game at Brecon with the Hedge, when we knew what was starting to dawn on us what could have happened, but it didn't happen, and it was time to get behind the club. Then the first game at Ibrox, when I think somebody played 3 Little Birds and it just caught the imagination.
Oh my God, Andy Gray was presenting. Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
It just caught the imagination of the support. And then I would think potentially at Hampden, I had the pleasure of, well, I wasn't at Weybridge, but we met up before and after the game that day, and we managed to win that game to get to the Scottish Cup final, which turned out to be ultimately a disappointment. But once we beat them, once we knew that it was only a matter of time before, but there's no beats for what was that now? When's the last beat? It's over a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, 3 games, is it? We've won in a row.
Yeah, we've won 3 games in a row, so there's no beats for about 16 months. So we knew we'd be back eventually, and here we are, knocking on the door of the league championship. But they're the 3 for the emotions. I get that different people have different times. I was speaking to Fox today. What a man! I'll not tell you what he's done with his latest adventure.
Come on, tell it. Out with it. Out with it. We're putting you under pressure. Come on.
There's no a day goes by he should keep a diary. It'd be a bestseller.
Write a book.
Oh, it'd be a bestseller. There's no a day goes by. No, I'm not telling you, but one day I will tell you about the camel, the stool, and his commanding officer.
He's commanding officer.
I was talking to him today, and he was talking about when Gerrard he'll get the recognition he's due for what he's done, because we see it. I think we all appreciate it. Some people maybe don't, maybe think Gerrard should have done better. But we at the time, that first season, when he got us to qualify into the group stages, that was some feat. Bridge, then Linda.
Yeah, they're wonderful. Every European game at Ibrox on that season, it was just a joy to watch. So entertaining, and felt so proud of my team. So really and truly. And there was lots of Rangers fans that have tear in the eye and so on and so forth. And when the whole of Ibrox was just absolutely ram-packed and great. And the young boys in the corner giving it loud. That's amazing, just amazing.
And what was it? Thousands turned up at the airport. Remember, was that Uther who won with 9 men? And thousands turned up at the airport. You know.
I think that this manager has taken us such a long way, and he's not even done 3 years yet. But he's taken us on major tours of Europe. It's just quite incredible. And the last season, because of the COVID thing and the no fans and God knows what, it was a wee bit of a whitewash. And I don't think anybody expected to beat them. A team over there, quite a good team, But seriously, it's a different ball game this year. Let's see how we got on this year. Just really, really keen on it. And hopefully we're going to carry some form from the league to there. That'd be great. That'd be just great.
Well, maybe we part of the league and concentrate on that. We'll see. That was a great feat under that first season when they just came in the door.
Yeah. And I don't think we realised that how big the task was when he took over Ox. And I think probably just because of what's happened in the past, when new managers have come in, they've immediately had domestic success. And unfortunately, Stevie G's not managed to do that. And hopefully he's going to rectify it this year. But the European runs have been absolutely amazing. Just to get our reputation built back up again. Considering what had happened the year before, with Cacinha, and we went out against Progress, etc. But it's been absolutely terrific, and it's also helped the club hugely financially in terms of the revenue that it's brought in. So you've really got to applaud them for that, and the players.
Yeah, can I just say that you're absolutely right there, 100% right. The finances, the run in Europe has brought in has just been incredible. So this is the third time he's had a run in Europe, and it's brought. And I don't know how much it's going to be worth this time, but I would imagine it's going to be worth a wee bit more than it was the last time. But the difficulty was no fans this time, and it wouldn't have been great because you got a packed Ibrox for 10 games or something like that. It's just that's an enormous amount of money taken, enormous amount of money. Just love it. I just love all the thought of that. And when many minutes you hear some Rangers fans saying, I would give up the European game for whatever. Personally, I wouldn't give up European games up for anything. They're just fabulous to watch. I always want my team to win.
I think what the guys were saying that they would give up a run in Europe this year. If you gave us a choice, win the league or have a run in Europe, they'd have took the league. I think you would say that most years,
Yeah.
But European football's became that important for revenue, Linda.
Yeah, absolutely, Ox. And I think we had some discussions, about that on the show. And, as you say, some callers were saying that they would give it up. But as soon as the European campaign kicked off and we won the first qualifier, we had changed our mind and we says we want to get as far as we can, particularly during these hard times financially with the pandemic, etc. Any money that the club can take in is going to be hugely beneficial.
Yeah, we seem to have done all right. The vibes we're getting is we're doing all right, considering what's happening in the World Bridge because of the support of the fans who have stopped by the team, sold out the season tickets, bought tens of thousands of managers. I think it's heading towards 35,000 now.
That's incredible, isn't it? Oh, I mean, what Rangers have done and what the fans have done for the club over this last decade or so has been outstanding, just outstanding.
Yeah. Well, we've got fans waiting, so if people want to join us, what's the number, Linda?
The number is 0141 356 1972.
Where else can I join us? Bridge, Malmucker?
They can join us on Skype at RangersRadio.online. Foxy or Old School Blue will bring you in and look after you. Enjoy yourself.
You hear? Phone in, hang up, we will phone you back. Please stop messaging me. I've been sworn to secrecy about the camel, the stool, and his commanding officer. I'm not allowed to say it.
I'm going to put out something now. I think you should come out and say it. Let the troops all know what it is. No secrets in Rangers Radio.
Ox, it was just to let you know as well. I listened to the show on Instagram the other night. And
Did you?
It was really good. Just a wee plug for the Instagram listeners.
Well, we're technical department, Old School Blue.
Yeah.
He's took us all over on YouTube. Or in all the people listening on YouTube, big shout out. Southside discovered his own YouTube. We've got Facebook. GFK discovered his own Facebook. We've got in lobby. We're trying to get rid of Skipper, but he keeps coming back.
That's shocking saying that.
Poor Skipper. We love you, Skipper.
That's terrible. Don't you listen to him, Skipper?
I love Skipper, but every time I shake his hand, one of my rings disappears.
Oh dear. He's awfully good with sweeties. He likes to give me sweeties sometimes.
When
he
met Elizabeth Taylor, she ended up with 8 wedding rings.
Oh, brilliant. Just brilliant.
So, so we've got all these platforms. Twitter, Young Staunches works for us. We've got Periscope and we've got our Insight. And a lot of that's doing to our one and only Old School Blue. Guided by the Fox, of course. He's Old School Blue's the Fox, but the brains, but the Fox is the Fox, you know. So we're out there on Instagram, and I think he's working on something else, potentially even bigger. But the show is your Old School Blue Eye. He's working on something else, you know. But he's some man. He doesn't stand still. Changing the site, improving the site, making it more effective, all sorts of things he's up to. Right, okay, I think we've got a caller coming in. Oh. Yes. Evening. How we doing, caller?
All right, it's Jordan.
Yeah, I know it's Jordan, mate. You're keen.
How you doing, boys? All right?
All right, Jordan.
Boys and girls, Jordan.
How you doing, panel?
Hi, Jordan.
Right? How you doing, the panel, all right?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Having a good laugh on Twitter day at them, but and obviously glad about the result last night. Just need to kind of hope for the performances just keep up, and then they got into sort 55 as soon as possible.
I think somebody's done the maths, and if it keeps going, and without any favours, we get potentially a choice that we could win it against them. Well, Port Bear, that's his dream. Would that be your preference, Jordan, if we went there and won it against them?
Well, nothing would suit me finer. It wouldn't be that, and then hopefully they say the lockdowns can ease by then, and we can actually get out and have a nice, decent party down the Duke Street. That'd do me fine.
What number in Duke Street?
Oh God, I can't remember what one it is. Just probably this one. I can't mind. I can't mind.
Just so I don't miss it. I don't want to miss a party, Linda.
No, definitely not.
You know,
I've been that Bristol bar. That's what it'll be.
Oh yes, I was in there the last time. We won 3-0 in 1999. I was there. That's where I left to go to the game.
How was it? Good.
I was interested on the way back. Very interested on the way back. I was with some well-known faces. Some well-known faces, and it was interesting. Let's just say they never got a warm welcome for the people who had green and white scarves on as we come through the traffic.
They were shouting at you.
They weren't shouting at me, mate. They were shouting at Mr. Argoff and at Mr. I. Ferguson.
Oh, right.
Brilliant.
That was a special day. Anyway, would that be your choice then? If you could win it against anybody or you don't care? Does it matter, Jordan? Then Linda?
No. I after what we've had to do us with that mob for 9 years, nothing better would do it than win it at that place, as I like to call it. Nothing really better.
It would be something, wouldn't it? It would put the tin lid in it, as they say. It's just a wonderful season. The pleasures that we've received this season from our team is just nothing short of miraculous. It's just fab. So every single Rangers fan wanted to have a season like this, and not just for us, if you follow what I mean, us playing well and winning, but that mob not playing very well at all and losing. And then their big do will go into away and we'll replicate what we did last year, because the Rangers are going to lose, are going to fall apart, and we're going to come home from what do you call it? From where was it again? Dubai, and we'll be rampant within days. Aye, right. Watch out for the COVID. Watch out for the COVID. I just love it, by the way. A disaster happens to them. So what?
I see they got a wee nice offside goal last night, and obviously there was a talk about the conspiracies at the weekend. It's a conspiracy against Celtic. Oh God, you wouldn't believe some of the comments you seen last night. It was just comedy gold. It's a good laugh to get to reverse the banter years now, guys. I don't know what you think, but I think it's just tremendous.
I think you're going to struggle, because last night, for instance, I only saw in the news that goal that they got, their second goal, it was quite a bit offside, to be honest. And once again, that whole club should be embarrassed and hold their head in their hands in their head, or head in their hands. That was shocking.
Aye.
Absolutely shocking. Once again.
Calm down, you.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, I think we've been joined by Darren. How are we doing, Darren?
Good evening, panel. Good evening, Bridgeman. Good evening, Wonder. How are we doing?
Hi, Darren. How you doing, pal?
Hi, Darren.
A wee bit.
I just come on this show, Bridgeman, just to talk to you.
Darren, can I give you a wee bit
to me?
Advice?
Oh, that's awful nice of you.
Bridgeman, shut up.
Okay.
Darren,
ahead,
can I give you a wee bit of advice?
Go ahead, mate.
Phone in, hang up, and we will phone you back.
Is that how it works?
Aye.
Okay.
All right. You don't need to phone nearly 20 times. We can't phone you if you're phoning us.
Fair point.
All right,
fair point.
All right, mate. Well, simple. Bridgeman, floor's yours.
Darren was saying he only going in his up. So he'll only phone in here to speak to you.
That's true, mate.
Which is very nice, Darren. So I appreciate that.
Listen, this is a big stars tonight. We've got all our ducats in the studio. The big ducat used to be Bridges, but we had to swap that room with Linda. They got all the mail. Me JFK, we share an envelope. That's how much mail we get. Big Stevie's, he's got quite a big envelope. Southside, he's got nothing yet. And Port Bear's never had any fan mail.
Poor old Port. Oh dear.
So how do we think the weekend's game will go?
I'm looking for a nice, comfortable 3-0 win. I don't. If we were to take out the nervous ifs or gone for the league, people might try and say they've improved under John Hughes, which they have, and they're not sitting bottom of the league. But I don't see how we should be worried about Inverness at Ibrox. A nice 3-0 win, mate. Go and win again. Linda?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's just the nerves. That's all it is, Ox, because we feel as if we're getting closer and closer. I mean, if you look at the 2 games we've played against them this season, we beat them 2-0 at Ibrox in the first game of the season. It's a relatively straightforward win. We probably should have scored more goals. And then we had a good victory away at Ross County. We beat them 4-0. So we should be confident. But I would like us to be, really at it for the whole sort of 90 minutes. Really go for the jugular and put on a good performance.
That's a good shout. I would really like it. Don't give a goal away.
Yeah.
I don't want another early goal, and then we're going to have to fight all the way through. Bad enough, because they end up putting 9 men in the box, or 10 men even in the box sometimes. We don't want that. We want to be able to play football in one score. That's it. In there. 1-0 for me. Yes, a 1-0.
What about you, Jordan? How do you see it going, mate?
Hope for similar performance as we did no longer against Hamilton. I'm not just talking about the scoreline, but what I'm saying is, even though they thrashed them, it was like first gear, chasing the ball, possession, relentless. And then, as I say, when we did lose the ball, Gerald installed that like Liverpool mentality in. You've got 7 seconds to get the ball back if you lose it. You know, if we're in mostly second gear and mostly into a first gear mode for maybe even best maybe half a game or something like that, we're winning at the end of the day, do you know what I mean? But I think...
Come to the O2 messaging service.
No, carry on, boys, carry on.
Even though we've played well the last few games, even we've won the last few games, we've not played particularly well, but I think if one of the games finally we'll get a win, but there'll be some sort of performance in there. It's due to happen anyway, to be fair.
What's your thoughts, Darren?
I think we'll get it. I think we'll get it comfortably. You know, home advantage. Obviously, there's no fans, so. But I think we'll get the 3 points and obviously get it over the line.
Welcome to the O2.
With them obviously dropping points is obviously good. You know what I mean? Obviously,
I thought
won it last night, but
I thought it was a shame. I mean, Livingston have been chasing as well. You know what I mean? They're the forum team behind us. So I was glad to see them drop a couple of points.
Their team, is it not?
I asked you Robert when he came on the show last night. What does
the panel think about Ryan Kent's performance? He's been kind of dipping.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think his second half performance, it'll be officially. I'll take this to Linda. He had a mare. His second half performance against Motherwell was the worst I think I've ever seen Ryan Kent play, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I would agree. And he has...
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, you're in.
Hello.
How are we doing?
Hi. I'm all right. How are you?
All right, what's your name?
It's Amanda from East Kilbride.
How are we doing, Amanda? How's things? All right?
I'm fine. I'm having a great season. Even though we're not getting to the games, I'm having a great season.
Right. Is this the first time you've called in, Amanda?
Yeah, it's the first time I've called you, aye.
Brilliant. All right, what's on your mind? The floor's yours.
I'm just thinking about the season we've had and how far we've come as a club. You know, I mean, I'm getting back to when we were sitting at Peterhead and all that, playing in the, playing in the low league. You know, so I missed a lot of last season because I wasn't well anyway. I'd cancer last year, so I had a big operation in that, and I'd got to a couple of the European games in a chair and that. My dad took me to the games in the chairs, but okay, I can't wait to get back to the stadium, you know, and
right.
just have a blast.
How calm down, you'll be all right. Just calm down, right? How's your health now?
I am waiting knee surgery now. I'm waiting a knee op now. I've done my ligament in.
All right, Bridge did that. He's had to get his knee done. He called it altar boy knee.
Certainly know that with me anyway. My name's Bishop, but it's not that kind of Bishop. I'm kidding. I'm dead serious. It is Bishop. But anyway, thanks guys. You do a great job on the radio and have a let's hope we have the party for 55 anyway.
All right, Amanda, and else you want to say the floor's yours?
No, just having you're doing a great job on the show and that, and you've kept me entertained the last few weeks anyway.
Brilliant. Linda?
Have you any complaints then? Have you not got any complaints about the show?
No, not at all.
There's
not
some
a
wrongings on here. There's some wrongings on here.
I've not got a single complaint about one of you. You're all doing a great job.
Well said.
All right.
Right,
Keep following. Okay, guys. Cheerio.
Cheers, Amanda. Cheers.
Right, bye.
Bye, Amanda.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The last few nights it's been, I don't know if you heard the boy for Dalry, Linda, where he listens every night with the 2 cans of export.
In his caravan.
Dalry?
I thought that.
Dalry, yeah.
Dalry.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
I'm from Kilburn, which is right next to Dalry.
Right, well, if you see a caravan, go and split the 50-50, 1 can each.
Aye, I'll do that.
It's amazing. But so where were we? I think Darren had asked us how he thinks the club's gone, and I don't think we can. Jordan, I think we've got to be really pleased, didn't we?
Aye, definitely. I don't think. Well, I was going to do a week in a competition thing. I don't know what it's like, but if we could deal up a predictor in which game this season we think we can wrap the title up in, who do you think will get the best guess at it?
Oh, me, I win all the competitions because I've usually got the answers. Well, obviously, we're assuming that we're going to win every game, and if their form was to continue, it may be finished in about 3 weeks, But we've got what have we got? We've got 9 games left to the split, and obviously, I think we need to win 8 games now. Come on, Linda, you've done your arithmetic, yeah?
I think it is 8 games, yes.
Okay, so that takes us up to the game before the Celtic game, yeah? Potentially it could be clinched if everything worked out for us, but if they keep dropping points, it could be done sooner, Jordan. Yeah?
Could be, aye. Could be. Could be.
I think they've got a master plan. They want us, we know we're coming out of lockdown the 1st of April, and they'll make sure we win it before then.
Okay. It'll be the usual, but you know what they're like. But they've come out with all sorts of conspiracies since the 90s when they all went down the pan. But as I say, you're nonsense about calling null and void and all that nonsense. But I don't buy that for a second.
This is the Vodafone voicemail service for 077.
Carry on, mate. Carry on.
Aye, no, I'm saying I'm more than confident the league will get finished, despite how corrupt the SFA are. But aye. I just say willing to win. Just kind of snap at the shall we say overconfidence in the team, and there's no reason why they can't go through the rest of the season unbeaten. Whether or not, I don't know whether we'll lose a game or not, but I don't see any reason why we can go through the rest of the season unbeaten. A great achievement if we do.
Aye, we'd like that, and obviously we'd like not to drop another point. But I think all that matters really to the fans is winning the league. I think records are records after we've won the league, and you maybe look at it. But at this moment in time, we just want to win the league any way we can, Linda.
Definitely, Ox. I would totally agree with that. And I don't really care about what they say about conspiracies or the fact that there's been, we've been lucky with the pandemic. David, certain cases of COVID. I'm not interested in any of that. If we win the league, we've won it in merit, and we've also had a fantastic season, and we just hope that continues. I think I would like to actually go back to what you were saying about where we would like to win the league. I'm not really that bothered, but there's a part of me that would like to win it at home, and I just think you're in your own surroundings, and obviously we won't be there. But for the players, I think it would be quite nice if it was at the stadium. But one game at a time, I suppose.
Anyway, we've been joined by Gary. Evening, Gary.
How we doing? You all right?
I'm all right.
Gary.
What's on your
Gary.
mind?
Stuff. I was just listening to Linda there talking, and I'm getting the same nonsense off of people I know that are Celtic fans as well. It's all COVID, just COVID. Look at the state of the English league, look at the state of the Spanish league, look at the state of this league, that league, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, mate, you're second, all right? And we're top. And that's it. The bottom line, the constraints that have been placed on football, right, are unique. There's no doubt about that. But as a club, we've navigated those stormy waters better than any other club in Scotland, namely Celtic, who are all high and mighty and powerful, supposedly. I think
if you look at it, we've actually navigated them better than any club in Europe.
Almost perfectly, yeah.
Right.
I think I looked on, there was a screen print shared on, I think it was the Simply the Best page, and it showed you the most informed teams in Europe in terms of wins in a row, and it was when we were on that run. And we were on that, I think we were top with 15, but the second best team was like 8 wins in a row, and Livingston were up there as well. So no, I'm over the moon. I'll be a wee... You want to go mental and run about the street naked, didn't you, when it eventually we do it? But you can't. So
I'll pass that question to Linda next then. Linda?
I don't think I should do anything like that, Gary. I don't know if my neighbours would be.
And then I'll pass that question to Bridge, man.
Bridge. Over to you, Brett.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I couldn't run.
There'll be an OAP section somewhere. There'll be no, you just want to go mental. You want to all meet up and have a big party, and you're hoping that COVID wasn't a problem in them, but like you just want it. You just you know that way. See if 10 in a row wasn't a thing, would it still be as big as what it is going to be because 10's involved as well? Of course, it would be. I
don't think 10's not a thing for us. That shouldn't be mentioned. We're all about 50.
No, I get that, Ox, but you know it is the cherry on top. I constantly go on about doing 55, you know, because it's a real milestone in our club's history to come back to where we've been and sticking two fingers up.
When people are talking about emotions, Gary, they don't mention that what they've achieved or what their false titles are. I mean, what if they actually? When you look at it, the manager of Golden Place to Snooze never won a full title. While we've been in the league, there's always been something happened.
I've said that, mate. You know? I've said that in the past. Everything he's ever won has always had, for me anyway, a question mark over it as to why he's merited winning that. I think he fought Walter Smith for 3 years for the league title and couldn't win it. Walter seen the back of him. And then the only time we won it was against Ali when Ali's first year as manager, and obviously we had what happened to us. And then he went on and won his titles when we weren't there. And so there's always been things. But I think with me, right, is I enjoy the fact that we're going to stop them doing 10 because it's just something to poke fun with. Do you know what I mean? That's a gut.
It's not about that for me. It's about winning 55, and because of I think the emotions, because of the journey of all those people who should be raising that day, and people who maybe passed away when Rangers were in the bottom league of Scottish football, and real good people, and we'll remember them.
We'll never know, but they'll be looking good. I mean,
they'll never know.
I'm not mad.
What that other team for the other side of the city done is irrelevant. It's all about us getting 55, 56, 57, 58. Bridgeman?
Absolutely. I was just going to agree with what Gary said as well, that the first one that he won, that was the year we got into administration that cost us 10 points straight away. So we're never going to win the league, you know. So that's how they managed to win the league, because of that, in my opinion. So that's why. And as far as everything else that goes on in Scottish football, okay, with a wee maybe 5 or 6 years seasons rather, where we were really bad and we started to build up, and we fell away again and come back up, and here, look at us now. You know, it's just fabulous. It's just fabulous. Anyone who's a Rangers fan, a true Rangers fan now, must be, if you could, pat yourself in the back properly with a big long arm and do it. Don't use a weapon or anything like that. Just pat yourself in the back, because we are just fabulous. And hopefully we'll gallop up the rest of these games and get our 3 points with everyone else. That's what we want. Come on, Rangers, get excited.
Reggie's favourite song in the journey was When We Get Promoted, We're Gone for 55.
Absolutely.
There was nothing today, guys. Stop them. It's all about us, mate. It's all about us. Forget about them. Linda?
Yeah, I think it is, Ox. It's about the emotion when you think about where we've been. And as I said earlier, you know, on social media, there's been posts of when we last won the league and, you know, some of the trophies, the cups that we've lifted. And it's the thought that it's thinking that we've not done that for so long. And I think that's why it's going to be so emotional, and it's what we've, you know, been through. I think you joked last week that they should make a documentary about it, you know, something like the All or Nothing series, because it's been truly remarkable, this whole journey. And I just can't wait till we go over the finishing line.
You're here, Jordan?
Aye. It's not a get two fingers up at that. The mob for that side of the East End, it's the fact that you're getting the two fingers up to the rest of Scottish football, where you're at your Sheeps, your Dundee Hibs, your Hibs are Leaf, you know, and all these sort of teams, you know, kicked us when they were down. End of the day, you're sticking your fingers right up to them as well, because they're just as bad, a lot of them, as mad as the dark side for the East End. But at the end of the day, every single game this season, play that video back to that day in 2012, right up to every single minute, every second, every game, up until right now, and show them that we're back. They can't stand it. They're in total meltdown, and we're going for 55, whether they like it or no. And we're winning proper titles, not tainted titles, handed over in a Zoom call meeting. End of story.
We've been joined by Bob Gia. Evening, Bob Gia.
Good evening, Ox. Good evening, everyone. How are you doing? All right?
Evening.
Nice to hear from you all. Nice to hear all your dulcet tones again. Did you phone me earlier on, Ox? Hi, I was in the loo.
I've not got your number, Bob. I didn't phone you personally.
You know? Oh, well, the RangersRadio phoned me earlier on. I was in the loo.
It may have been your wife. I know your wife, Bob.
She's winning at the bingo. She's happy. For the first time in 25 years. 25 years, she's got a smile on her face. So there you go. She's been getting the Vindaloos at Farm Foods again, like that. Hi. Good evening, everyone. Brilliant. I just been listening to the show earlier on, and I picked up on something that Linda said about the state we were in at the big meltdown of the club, about hedges and Brecon and stuff like that, playing up the road in Alloa. But I'd like to see for the future, now that we're on the verge of winning the championship after that performance for them last night. That's up to them. I'd like to see the club totally 100% stabilised for the future, and nothing economically bad ever to happen to it again. I want us up there competing for the championship every year, competing for the cups, getting success in Europe. And I really think under Stevie G, that'll round the corner.
I think the board of directors we've got in place, I think we mentioned it briefly the last couple of nights. George Letham's come in,
right,
joined the board. Yep. George joined the board. Another really good bonus. I don't think he's as rich as Bridgman, but he's got a few quid.
Oh no, definitely no.
So
that's a shocker. No. You are an absolute shocker, boy.
Definitely no. I come through there for a drink. I'm not bringing any money with me. Right.
Well, you're not getting a drink then.
I believe that,
I'm only joking. You'll be Bridgman, you go for a drink, it's a battle of wolves.
Well.
So,
I'm glad I live next to Fife, knowing it.
We've brought all these wealthy backers in, we're spreading the load. The supporting them, and they're supporting the support. And if their circle can grow as we get success, we can grow. Linda and then Gary.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, Ox. And I think we're in a position where we actually trust the people that are running the club now. When Dave King, came in and, tried to stabilise the club and brought in some really good backers, and obviously he's taken a step back now, but he seems to have left the club in really good hands. And it's also what we're doing from a commercial point of view as well. I think a wee shout out to the guy Bisgrove, because I think in terms of the commercial partners, he's brought in, lots and lots of, partners, and that's going to increase the revenue too. And we are definitely a worldwide brand, and we've got a manager who totally complements that, because he's a worldwide brand too.
Here. Gary?
I got involved in business a while back myself, and I always remember somebody telling me that when you run any business, and Rangers is a business, but obviously it's a special kind of business because of the football club it is. But they always said, imagine your business is like an orchard with lots of oranges. If you just concentrate on picking the oranges and taking the money out you'll run out of fruit, you'll run out of oranges. And they said, look after your orchard, plant new ones, make sure that that it's fertilised and watered and drainage and all that, and you'll never have to worry about fruit. That's how you should run your business, and I think that's the way Rangers have got it wrong in the recent past with these board of directors that have been in. All they've been interested in is raping the club for what they can get. Whereas, these new board of directors, they're more interested in growing Rangers, growing the brand, looking after that orchard, making sure that everything's in the right place, they've got the right manager, the right feel, the right atmosphere. The fans are treated properly, and if you do all that and you get the balance right everywhere, and your orchards, in the right place, the fruit will come. You'll never have to worry about taking it for the club, because the club will always provide it, because you're doing your right, you're putting the groundwork in, and I think that's what we've got right now.
That's it, Gary. That'll be me and Fox getting letters again, lawyers' letters. How did you have to pick an orange orchard?
Didn't even think about that, but aye.
You've got to start thinking about everyone on here, I'll tell you.
Oh dear, brilliant. I get you. I get your parable. Yes, they're very biblical. Yes. I get it, and you're right. Yeah, you look after the foundations, yeah, and watch it grow. And I think the guy Bisgrove, he's come in, Linda, and I'm glad you mentioned him. During this pandemic, he's been an unbridled success. I wonder what he's going to do when things go back to normal.
Yeah, absolutely, Ox. I think I read a wee article, something like in the last 18 months, he's increased the partners from something like 10 to 30, something like 10 to 30. And that's just, he's not even got started. And he's predicting, much bigger things to come. And obviously when we get out of this pandemic, I think, just watch us go as a club.
Hello.
Hello, you there? Are you still in the toilet?
No, I'm here.
All right, okay.
I'm here. Don't go near the toilet for the next 3 years. Right. Yeah, I good, Gary. Brilliant. I mean, I'm no, as I keep saying, I'm no a business here. I'm no too clued up in the economics of the thing, but I do want stability after what's happened. I do want total stability for the club, and I couldn't have described it better. And I loved how you spoke with the word orange. Great stuff. Yeah, see, you talk about Steven Gerrard's impact talks. His impact was instant. I mean, when would we ever have qualified for Europe? As Linda pointed out earlier on there about progress, LeaderCon, and suddenly the following season would go through the group stage in Europe, made the club a lot of money, and we've done so in his tenure. How long's he been here now? 3 years, 2017.
He walked in the door 2018, mate. 3 years
2018. Yeah, right.
This May, I think, Bridgeman, 3 years ago, this May, this May.
Yeah. That's right. And his impact was immediate. I mean,
May 2018, Oxford.
Gone through the group stages and qualifying for Europe. You would never have thought that was possible 4 or 5 years ago. Look at us now. Look at the outlook we've got now. We're on the verge of a championship. We've got European football in front of us, but if this Scottish Cup resumes, well, it's a major trophy now in front of us. Let's get the head together and go for it. And on these things.
I've just checked to May 2018. I couldn't go to Ibrox because I was doing my hires. I remember now.
All right.
What a shocker you are, boy. And wash your mouth out with soapy water.
Oh, dear. But Rob, you're right, mate. We need the stability will come. We can only support well financially as well is important, and people can only do what they can do. There's people who can put in more money than others. It doesn't mean that people are less supporters. It's circumstances that dictate that. We can only support, and then the people at the top who are custodians who pass on the baton, they'll come and go. But if we get it right with the right custodians of the club, we can grow and grow and grow.
Well, we've always known the magnitude of Rangers. I'll say that's a huge club with a huge support, and the money moguls know this as well. And if they could turn it around to success, well, all the better for us guys that we go to. Well, I didn't go to work on a Monday morning now, but all the young people that go to work, like yourself, Ox, like you, Bridgeman, these young guys that are still working. You go there on a Monday morning, you're Rangers fans, and you've had all the Sevco zombie nonsense, and now you're about to turn it around, which I think is great. You get the point I'm driving at. The club is nearly back where it belongs. And on we go to Saturday.
It's the generation that the people that are no longer raised for different reasons, and the young people young Stevie, he's not so young, but Stevie's boy who's 13. I mean, he can't remember his last one in the championship. The boys Rangers daft, So the young people they get a taste the success. Jordan and become mate. Jordan, you're a relatively young man, and it'll be a great day when we win the league.
Aye. Well, obviously the last one was 2011, but aye, it's going to be emotional. It's going to be one to savour. As I say, no getting ahead of yourselves, one game at a time, and more than confident we'll go over the line at the end of the day. Just need a few performances to kind of step up and, really show who we are at the end of the day. Even if, if we do get it sort of wrapped up early, play a wee bit of passion as well, go out and need to win every game as if it's a cup final at the end of the day. And we've still got this year's Scottish to go as well, so you never know, a nice wee double keep on the horizon. So that'd be good, but no, the league getting this league wrapped up is the most important thing for me at the end of the day.
Yeah. Gary, I'm getting near a tune, but the stability of the club, you can see it with the partners that they've brought in. A lot of these businesses wouldn't get associated unless the brand was fixed.
Aye, you go back to when we went down and we lost the sponsorships and everything like that, and brands did distance themselves from us because they didn't want to be associated with the business side of what had happened. So, Blackthorn and that is your your sponsor and stuff, which was a good sponsor at the time, to be fair, but it wasn't. It wasn't up there, do you know what I mean? It wasn't a top brand, and that's slowly starting to come back. And even I've had certain fans kind of throw jibes at us for going with Castor, but I quite like the bravery of the club to go down that route, because you've got a small business in the UK who wants to push it into new waters, and they needed a brand, okay. and it worked.
Well said, guys. We've been joined by our caller. Evening, caller.
Evening, lads.
What's your name, mate?
It's David from Cumbernauld.
All right, David. Nice for you to call in, mate. First time on?
It's just the first time on, aye.
Oh, brilliant, mate. Brilliant. What's on your mind, mate?
I think I've heard a couple of wee rumours again starting up about Morelos maybe gone again. I'm just wondering if you thought that Roos the heir apparent, or do you think we need somebody else? As well as I'm just really thankful that they've had Morelos for this amount of time. The amount that the boys gained to this club has just been unbelievable. Some of the goals that he's scored are Tevez level for me. I really do think he'll go on to be one of the best new players in the world. I really do.
All right, Linda.
Yeah, I would agree with that. He's been absolutely terrific for us, since he's come to the club, and the number of goals. And okay, he's not won a major trophy yet, but it's going to be really nice that will be rectified this season. I suspect that he probably will go in the summer, because we've been talking about this model, David, where we probably will need to maybe sell one of our kind of assets just to get some money into the club. And he's probably the most obvious one. There's a possibility he might stay. I don't want to get ahead of myself if we've got a crack at the Champions League. But if I was to pick one of the major players in the team that will probably go in the summer, I think it would be Alfie.
I really do think he's been the best striker we've had since Dado Purcell. I really do think that.
Yeah.
He's just one of the players that you can just see that he's got that next level in him, and I'll just be really sad to see him go as well.
David, can I just cut across? You see the lads that are on the phones. Can you go and mute when you're not talking? We're getting a lot of interference for you.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you, David. Yeah, carry on, David. Floor's yours.
So it's just I've seen you've been linked with some other Colombian striker, and I'd heard that PSG had came back in for him as well. I just don't think we could probably hold on to him for much more longer, and it'll be sad, because I honestly do think he's been, in the dark times, he was one of the best lights for us, you know what I mean?
I'm a fan of Alfie. I mean, players come and go all the time, so Bob, you have to weigh up when you let people go and when you move on.
Well, you do. I mean, every squad changes, Ox, whether it's for the good, whether it's the bad. But on the subject of Alfie Morelos is an excellent player. We all know that, the amount of goals, especially in Europe. I'll never forget the two headers against Feyenoord. That was my shining light on that. His attitude's come into question, though. He has let us down in some big games. If they can get that lad his attitude right, get him playing, he's one of the best. David says there. He really is. He's strong, and he can finish with both feet. And he's one of the best strikers we've had in a long time. And I hope he strikes in the summer till we get 55 over the line. And if he does go to a notable club on the continent, know that Rangers aren't a notable club, but if he goes to a notable club on the continent, hey, just ask for serious money for the boy. The whole football world's asking for serious money for strikers with a lot less ability than Alfredo Morelos. So get your name in there, Rangers. If anybody comes and just say, well, if you're wanting the boy, be prepared to pay a hefty amount of money for him. That's my say on the matter.
Gary, then Bridgman.
I think Alfie's going to move on. Like Bridge just said, you're going to have to ask for big money, and I think the rumour is 16.5 million. He turned in for Lille that last year, so we're going to have to try and get north of that. He hasn't scored as many goals this season, but we all know he's been asked to play a different role. So, but I think that increases his value, because it shows that he's not just a goal machine. He can play the hold up game. He can play the link up game. So not only is he a goal scorer, but he can do these other things as well. And I think that when clubs down south or clubs in the continent look at Rangers and what they've achieved, and the numbers, our numbers and what Steven Gerrard's managed to achieve and the squad's managed to achieve in terms of numbers this season, that will be recognised. Doesn't matter about the league that we're playing in, the numbers will be recognised, and there's certain systems out there that clubs use for scouting and like clips and stuff that they can get for players. A lot of our players will be getting watched, and
you've just got to deal with it. You've just got to deal with it.
It's nothing to be afraid of. It's a new era we've got to move into as a club, and as fans, it's a new era that we've got to become accustomed with. Trying to use that Ajax model of bringing through the youth, buying in the January window players that are going to go out of contract, and trying to spot, as I say, them rough diamonds. Trying to spot the ones that as long as they turn a profit for you, that's what you're hoping for.
Can I come in? I'm sorry. Bridgman, I was just going to come in there, so can I just say that Alfredo Morelos, arguably the best player that we've got at Ibrox, I think is a superb player. The problem is getting him to play it, getting him to actually go and do it. When you get him on his game, he's untouchable and unstoppable. Seriously, that's how good he is. And you look at that couple of seasons he had in Europe for us, he was just literally carried us. He managed to cheer us all up, made us all happy, and that big smile was there. Just fabulous. And then something's happened in the league. Started getting picked on it, and he lost his way a bit, I'm quite sure of it. But he's coming back. Yeah. Might not be quick enough for us, but coming back nevertheless.
All right, get yourself some mute. We're going to have a tune. You enjoy that, Bridge?
Novo!
Oh dear, what a man, what a man. Right, okay, I think we got another call coming in. But I think I think when you're younger, Bob Jer, yeah, you get attached to players, but I think as you become more mature, you realise that the game, through injuries or transfers or players being drafted, your emotional ties to individual players becomes less. It's the team, yeah?
Well, he's talking. I'm trying to think down through the years. I was emotional when I was a kid. I was emotionally attached to Jim Baxter. Who wouldn't have been? He was my all-time hero in a Rangers jersey. And down through the years, you do get emotionally attached to players. And the present day, yeah, I would say that most of the young ones they're emotionally attached to Alfie, and they'd be really upset if he left. But I'm afraid Levy will. Well, I don't think it'll be this one. I think it'll be in the summer. But the most important thing is you say, as the team is the main thing, and you've got to bring in somebody to replace them, and you can get emotionally attached to somebody else. On it goes. The team goes on. People come, people go, but the team stays forever. No.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Can you think back, go to Bridge, when somebody left, obviously, I'm asking Bridgeman, and I know the answer. Who was the guy that left who hit you the hardest, Bridgeman?
Oh, most assuredly, Slim Jim Baxter. Most assuredly.
Yeah,
I was broken-hearted when I left. Broken-hearted. He carried us for years. What a fabulous player. Everybody's hero. I'll have to admit, as a man, he let himself down badly. That's for sure. But seriously, what a player. What a player. Just brilliant.
I think for me, it would have to be Kenny Miller.
That was the Kenny Miller of a sigh of relief. Thank you. Go away.
We'll be joined by a caller. Evening, caller.
Hey guys, how you all doing?
How you doing, mate? What's your name?
It's Wally for Camping.
Oh, Wally, how we doing, mate?
Not bad, mate.
You might be our first caller for Camping ever, mate.
Am I? Oh, well, I'm a good bonos, don't worry about that.
I don't worry about that. I'm a lot of good bonos in Camping, mate.
Definitely, up the road to the Loudon.
Aye, I know exactly.
Up the road to the Loudon. I love it.
Many happy memories, mate. Many happy memories. What's on your mind, Wally?
Yeah, listen, that was what you did today about the Super League. Have you seen anything about that?
Say that again, mate.
About the Super League. Did you see anything in the paper or the news or that about that? They're talking about doing the Super League, all the countries and all that stuff.
The European Super League?
Right. They're talking, obviously, they're saying, like, if you join that, then you can't play in the World Cup or anything like that. But I think it's FIFA. We're going to ban all the players.
Oh, so we were talking about potentially like a World Series of football, similar to that.
We're going to obviously do something different with Champions League. But they're talking about if anybody joins it, then FIFA's against it. I mean, it's obviously UEFA and all that.
I can't hear you, pal. Can you say that last bit you said?
I'm saying it's all down to FIFA. FIFA are saying anybody who joins it are not going to be allowed to play in the World Cup.
Well, you're talking about two organisations. The Super League is a European Super League.
I know, UEFA want to change the format of the Champions League. I mean, they want to join, obviously, instead of just teams for certain countries like Scotland, maybe Rangers or Celtic, England, Spain, stuff like that and all that. I mean, you're talking about the commercial value of Rangers and all that. I think you're that. If we get into that, you know what I mean?
I think FIFA's looking at it from another... But FIFA will be looking at it from another point. If they go into a different league, then which authority are they playing under? Are they playing under just for saying the SFA? I doubt it. So, well, people will be raging because these people can't play. You can't play for Scotland if you're playing in a different league. At the moment, I'm saying at the moment, they'll have to negotiate all that. It'll be very difficult.
Obviously, they want to put the dampers on it and all that stuff.
Yeah, but listen, mate, it happened in the 70s with cricket. You know, and if you look, I think the one that might be people, I know you were built for to be a dart player, Bridgeman. So You know, what would have done to darts when they had the breakaway. I mean, it does happen, and you know, only the politics at the time. If you look back at Kerry Packer's World Series of Cricket, I think that was.
I remember it well. That was fantastic, by the way.
The mid-70s, wasn't it?
Oh, I just loved it. I absolutely loved, because I loved watching cricket, and Kerry Packer brought excitement into the game. Excitement.
Changed it.
Use no role, money talks. I mean, obviously they just need to get the money right minute, money and all that.
I don't worry. The Bridgeman does. He's got loads of it.
Obviously,
don't listen to him, Wally. Don't listen to him.
You know how it works, so I mean, you all make sure everybody's all right about it, and all the other parties are happy, and the sponsorship and all that stuff doesn't get affected. And obviously, I'm just saying, it's the right time for Rangers. We're winning the league this year. We're going to come back stronger. Even if it's £30 million for the Champions League this year, you know what I mean? It's £30 million more than them. Let us grow. You know what I mean? Let's see what they can do with bloody pennies in their pockets.
First and foremost, I think we've got one qualifier to play. I think London, if we win the league, I think it's one qualifier.
Yeah, and then
if you for the winners.
Yeah, and if you get through Ox, as hopefully we would, you then start to talk about serious money, and the sort of brandish this figure of sort of 30 million about. But in terms of different leagues that have been muted, and it's usually just to keep all the big clubs happy, isn't it? Because they want to, the money talks and everything else. But if Rangers can just get ourselves back on that, that stage, then if there's any talks about reconstruction and leagues going forward, etc., hopefully we would be a sort of major player in that, in terms of being able to go to the talks, and take part in them,
No, that's what you were saying earlier on. Everybody's taking notice of Rangers. Obviously, with Stevie G is doing, he's a commercial. You know what I mean? Obviously, stuff like that and all that. So I want to do anyway, guys. I just hope, I can't wait. The game is used just to 55 for it to come. I wish it was next week. I wish it was tomorrow, but I can wait. We've waited 10 years. We're going to party like we've never partied before, though. Glasgow's blue.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I've ordered a new liver. That's what I've done, yeah. I'm not hiding.
We're all going to need one. I think we're all going to need a bed. And Glasgow somewhere, wherever we fall down.
I'm just looking forward to the scene. There's a few people I want to see, particularly,
Oh, definitely. Payback's going to be so good.
It'll be an emotional time and a joyous time. Yeah.
Joyous isn't the word for it. Joyous is not the word for it.
But we'll keep our eye on that, Wally, and see if it.
Definitely.
That story, yeah.
I mean, it can't help. It can't be the worst. Obviously, going there as champions. You know what I mean? We don't need to be fucking sitting there begging or take us.
Wally, just watch the language, pal. What's a family show, pal? Please.
Sorry, mate. Sorry. The accident, mate. I'll let you go anyway.
You're all right, Wally.
You're all right, Wally. We've all done it, mate. We've all done it.
I know, man. I know. Just to heat a moment.
Aye, so we'll keep our eye on that story, see if it runs, mate, and watch for. Obviously, it's muted every couple of years, and it would be breaking. It wouldn't surprise me, money from the Middle East or something.
Well, I've been talking about it for years. Obviously, I think there's a sub-UEFA league coming up next year or something like that. And all that. You know what I mean? They're doing something. It's in the plans. It's just who gets invited and who's going to agree with it, who's no. That's all it is, man.
Cheers, Wally.
Right, guys. Cheers, mate. Good show. Wow. Cheers, man.
All the best, Wally.
Right, thank you. Bye.
Yeah. The game could develop. We'll be interested to see what happens in the future. I mean, we just want to get on the line in the next few weeks before we worry about the future, Bridge.
Yeah, we got. That's the correct word. We've got to worry about the future. We've got to, and we've got to look forward and make sure we win between now and a certain time, and then we can have gain hearties all over the place. But we need to watch it for the future, because we're going to go into if everything goes right, we're going to get into the Champions League, and we're going to think what we're going to do. Are we going to go in with the same team that we've got there now, or are we going to go in? Because I know we've done well in the Europa League and things like that, but the Champions League is a whole different ball game, isn't it? I mean, it's a completely different level. Now, I don't doubt my manager ability to pick people he would like. Whether we can finance it or not, I don't know. But I'm so looking forward to it. This is intriguing, absolutely intriguing when you start talking about can we do it in in the European Champions League. That would be fabulous, wouldn't it? Just fabulous. Imagine going and winning that qualification, and you're in there to the let's say the last 64, whatever number it is, but you're guaranteed X amount of money. Oh my God! Go and buy a team, buy a new team.
That's a good question about buying a new team, and I don't think Gerrard would do that. I think he would take you. It would be a tweak. It would maybe be 2, maybe 3 players max, Linda, and try and take us to the next level. I don't think he'll try and jump 3 levels.
No, and we're in a fortunate position, Ox, that he's been able to build his squad, over the last sort of 2 or 3 seasons. Obviously, this is his 3rd season now, and I would agree with that. You're talking 2-3 players that you would bring in. I mean, financially, we probably couldn't afford anybody and go out and spend millions and millions of pounds. And as Bob J said earlier on, we want the stability for the club in terms of the financial position. But yeah, you would be looking at a higher quality player in some of the positions in the team, I think.
All right, we'll be joined by another caller. Evening, caller.
Hi, it's Brian Quince. Just outside Sonny Govan.
All right.
Sonny Govan.
I just need to walk 1.9 miles to my seat at Ibrox, so I'm quite happy about that.
Oh, yeah, dancer.
Just outside Sonny Govan, right? Okay, so obviously if you're other side of the river, you're in God's country, right?
Oh,
no. I'm actually just at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital.
All right, okay.
All right, okay then.
Right, obviously the first time I've called.
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. Nice to hear from you.
And it's actually the first time I've listened to the show.
First time ever?
First time ever, aye. I'm not that great.
Where have you been?
Exactly, I know. I'm missing it all. I was just listening to a couple of the previous callers. And one of the guys, I don't know if it was Gary or maybe 2 or 3 callers ago, was talking about where would we prefer to win the league.
Yeah.
And obviously, that was me. Right. I'm getting annoyed at this one game at a time thing, but that's only me, right? I'm not even going to go there. I would certainly love to win at Celtic Park or Park Peter, whatever you want to call it. First and foremost, to win the 55 for the Bears, right? But today at Park Peter, to stop the 10 in a row and also to kind of spoil St Patrick's Day for the St Patrick's weekend, I think that would be a great man. But what I'm going to ask you is...
It doesn't want much.
No, I don't want that much.
You've not looked into this, have you?
No. What I'm thinking there, I've listened to Linda and the other man's talking about we're going to celebrate. In the last couple of years, that song we sing, we've not been at the games yet. Welcome to the party.
How does it go?
You've heard that. Welcome to the party tonight. Right. I'm going to ask... No, I'm going to ask
Encore.
No. I'm going to ask all the panel, how are you going to celebrate? First and foremost, with the pandemic, I know we were in lockdown, we're this and we're that. We've waited almost 10 years. How are you going to celebrate 55 if we're not allowed to go and have parties? That's what I would like to ask the panel.
Well, I was thinking I would get some of that dear hot chocolate, maybe get a couple of marshmallows, and then maybe have an early night,
That is ridiculous.
I'll tell you how I'm going to party. Nothing will keep me away from my friends and my family when it happens. Nothing.
Right.
And I'll be there with the people I want to see, and wherever they have to be, we'll be together.
There's going to be riots in Partick that night.
Nothing. I think it's a special time. It's maybe up there. I'll be there. The only thing maybe similar might be Manchester, and even then, I think this will be more emotional in Manchester because of the circumstances. Nothing will keep you away from the people you want to be with. Hopefully, the lockdown's lifted and the place will explode. Glasgow will explode. It'll be. Hopefully, it's a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon, and people can do it. It's not a Wednesday night or something when we'll not get the time and we can turn into a weekend. But I think the scenes will be it'll be joyous. Bridgeman.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. Providing all these boycotts are lifted, lockdowns are done, and just about everybody has got their injections. It'll be fabulous. It'll be really great. And George Square, if it all happens like that, George Square is going to be really good. Personally, I would hope they could open the Ibrox and take us all in there, on the picture and have a party there. But that may not happen either. But we just don't know. But it'll be wonderful. And the feeling alone will just be fantastic. Second to none. But the best, I would imagine, the best feeling that any Rangers fan has ever had at any time. Even although we've done one European Cup Winners' Cup, we've been in cup finals. We've been in cup finals before, won lots of leagues, but this one will be something extra. And every Rangers fan who's going to be there will be part of it, and it'll be fabulous.
Now, Rory, come in now, aye?
Aye, on you go, mate.
Aye, the wife's up the stairs, so I don't need to worry. She'll not hear me. But I've been talking about... I've been planning... Now, I've been planning for this. Come in now, aye?
Aye, on you go, mate.
Aye, the wife's up the stairs, so I don't need to worry. She'll not hear me. But I've been talking about...
It's good man on the show, innit?
I've been planning for this. Aye,
on you go, mate.
Aye, the wife's up the stairs, so I don't need to worry. She'll not hear me. But I've been talking about...
Man on the show, innit?
I've been planning for this. Aye,
on you go, mate.
Aye, the wife's up the stairs, so I don't need to...
Somebody's got a show on.
But I've been talking about...
There you go, Bridgeman. There, foxtrot to that boy.
I've just sat down. I've been struggling all over the kitchen here. Stomping. That was brilliant, by the way.
Right.
Happy.
Your wife's away up the stairs. Come on, you can tell us. We'll not tell anybody.
No, I know. I'm planning to have a garden party. And
right,
I'm getting bunting for all around the fence. I'm getting all the flags. And I'm hiring one of the big wall projectors.
Uh-huh.
And I'll be inviting as many people into my garden as possible, and obviously all bears, to watch all highlights of the game and all that. You know what I mean? And have a good party. I don't know how neighbours, maybe two houses down will take that. I'm not particularly caring how he'll take it. Know what I mean? I just want to hear a wee bit back out. That is what most of the bears have been suffering over the years. And that was all. Right, that was it.
I don't think you'll be alone, mate. I think there'll be loads of stuff. Not just in Glasgow. I think, Gary, it'll be all over the country, mate. Yeah?
So I've been... On you go, sorry.
There's not many clubs that are as well supported as ours globally, as well as in the UK. It always amazes me, and I enjoy telling relatives. Now down here that I've married an English lassie, and I enjoy telling my relatives who are all Spurs fans and all that, and they do look on the end of their nose at you to a certain extent because your club plays in Scotland and stuff. But anywhere we go, I'll say I'm going to go and visit the Rangers Supporters Club, and they're blown away. Like when I was in Vegas and stuff like that, and Rangers Supporters Clubs all over the world, and it'll be insane. Like the London Rangers Supporters Club, that's massive. You know what I mean? There'll be parties down there, but if I can do it, I'll be on the first train to Mecca. That's where I'll be going. I've said to my boy, he's just turned 17. And
You've got to the
we
bingo.
are heading. Aye. But my boys just turned 17. And it'll be emotional, by the way. I'll be absolutely hammered by the time I get to the bingo. But I'll be.
I'll keep you one of my hot chocolates.
I just hope that we can all just enjoy it the way we deserve it, to be honest with you. I know there's a lot going on, and you don't want to bring darkness on the club, and the way it would be portrayed as that if it was the wrong situation. But because it's going to happen. There's no doubt about that. Regardless of whether we like it or no, when the club do 55 later on this year, whenever it is, there is going to be tens of thousands minimum on the streets partying, and that'll be construed as you can already read the headlines and imagine the headlines, but I just hope that they've got nothing they can bash us with, because we deserve this, and it's going to happen regardless of what the lockdown rules are or whatever. So I just hope that we can do it and not have any bad light shine upon us.
I take your point. I'm assuming that by then there'll be tens and tens of millions of people vaccinated in the next few weeks, and things will move on very quickly once we get a tipping point. But that's all fingers crossed. Jordan, obviously you'll be wanting to come with me with the young team, so you get any plans, mate?
The young team?
I'd pretty much go anywhere, but me and my pal come with Mould for thinking that obviously assuming the lockdown's restricted, which I think I'm more than confident it will be, a wee day out in the Bristol and the Loudon, have a few drinks, probably can't remember after the celebrations, and then you ken what the story is after that, a wee night out in the Premier Inn Hotel, just have a mad up booze, you know what I mean, and then just go in about Glasgow, celebrate. If anybody wants to shout at us, you hear this and that, to hell with them, do you know what I mean? We're too busy celebrating at the end of the day. So, but I'll go anywhere, boys.
One thing you need to remember, remember your ID. I sometimes forget mine. It can be quite difficult.
Well, take you down to Ayrshire, boys. There's hundreds of blue noses down here. It's blue nose daft in this way.
Yeah, brilliant. Bob Gia, you'll be wanting to go on the track. You want to come through with us, wouldn't you?
Well, yes, possibly. As a rule, I didn't drink a lot, but I'm going to make an exception this time for all the aforementioned reasons about where the club's been and we deserve others. In my community, there was a fella died about a year and a half ago. He was Mr. Ranger for this one, a gentleman called John Talbot, and I'm only sorry that John will not be here to see this, but that was to say his life. My big pal up the road, Big Mal, he runs they've opened a wee social club called the Wee County 2 Blues, and we're trying to make it bigger. And when we finally do 55, we're going to all go into the Wee County 2 Blues and go for it. And I'll be there, right in the middle of them with a harmonica, all the tunes. So that's my... Yes.
Brilliant. Now we know where we're going after we're finished in Ayrshire, Jordan.
Yes. Or we can go to Dubai.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to have to go.
Cheers, Bob. Cheers. Speak to you soon, brother.
But before I go, let me say this. I hear Gary there saying for England that they hope that there's not going to be any dark publicity on the club if we do things and the restrictions are still in place. Do you think for a second if they had done this that there wouldn't have been any partying with them? So at the end of the day, it's our time and we're going to enjoy it and we'll be fine and there'll be nothing but praise for the club. And I'll probably see you tomorrow. And enjoy the rest of your night, folks. We are the people, as usual.
Good night, Bob, yeah.
Night, Bob.
Good night, everyone.
Night, Bob.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, Bob.
That's great that they started a wee Rangers supporters club, eh?
Yeah, brilliant.
Fantastic. There's a place you can go, Bridget, no Barfy.
Probably wouldn't be long till I was, eh?
Oh, dear. Right, where are we?
Can I say anything before I go?
Aye, of course you can, mate.
Oh, you're going?
I'll still be listening to you, but I can come off the phone. I'll just go in and listen to it.
I thought she might have come down the stairs, mate.
No, I know she's no chance now. She'll be like, who's not with your roasting there? That's what she'll say, you know what I mean? What I'm missing, we're talking about this wonderful family. We've got to Ibrox, all for winning that. Me and my grandson are season ticket holders, and I've been following. I'm 60, but I've been attending Ibrox for 49 years. Just after the disaster, I started going. I was 11, and that's when I started going to the games. I took a wee man out to Porto, no last year, the year before, and by God, it was just being able to do that and be there and pass on what I would call a family. I had 2 daughters. I had one of them liked the Bears, other one didn't like football at all. Her hero was Nacho Noble. She used to stop Nacho Noble and Peter Lovenkrands and all that at the time, my daughter. But see, doing it in the time I spend with my wee grandson, I'm actually missing going to the games. Just for bonding me, not just with my grandson, but with fellow Bears. I mean, you sit and you know the guy next to you. I'm actually missing all that, and hopefully it's back sooner.
I don't think you're alone. You're not alone. I think you've got the show on in the background. You want to turn that off?
Right.
Aye. I don't think he's alone, Linda. I think we're all missing the social side of going to the game and meeting people, talking, enjoying the highs and lows with your fellow Bears and your friends.
Okay, everybody's got their wee routine, Ox. Haven't they, on match day? You know, you make your way to the game, you meet up with people, you talk about the game, and then you're in the stadium, etc. But I think it'll make us appreciate it even more, the fact that we haven't been there. That's nearly a year now, isn't it? But yeah, I'm really missing it. I was just thinking about that the other day. I just can't wait to get back to Ibrox.
Well, you're right. I think it's the 15th of March or something, the last game we played, something like that. The Germans, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
All right. Who will look for? I think Jim from Paisley's joined us. I think he has. He's not in yet. Not yet. Bridgeman, I know you're really missing going to the games. Jim's joined us now. Evening, Jim.
Hi, how do I know? I've just turned this down.
All right.
I've just said, if Davey's still there, I'll bring the volleyball and the sausage rolls to the party. It's nice to speak to you. It's nice to speak to you again, Linda. Hope you're safe.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Doing well, pal. Yourself?
I'm doing well. I'm day off today. Yeah, by the way, some fantastic colours today. Fantastic. I'm sitting here laughing laughing anyway. Right. That's what they call it. Some fantastic. Here, Bridgeman. See that mute thing you've got on your phone? Go and try and work it properly. So you're on and off. Or maybe it's me. My issue.
I mean, Bridge is your technical expert.
I have problems now. So I'm not very technical at all.
Oh, mate, it's all part of the fun of the show, Jim.
Oh, absolutely.
I think we're all dinosaurs. Apparently, another thing I was going to say, Brad, if you don't mind me saying it, I'm looking at my birth lines here just so I can come with you to the party. Yeah.
Which birth lines is that? Your birth lines are mine.
No, mine. Oh, we know yours. You know birth lines in your day.
Aye, it's true.
Jim, I know you're the day after day. When you're getting into work, Jim, and you're mixing with some of these people, has the atmosphere changed in the last 4 months?
Oh, absolutely. It's fantastic. Oh, I'm not kidding you. I was sitting at the computer. What day was the last one there? The other day there. In the morning, I was fed up. I was sitting at the computer. Watched all the Rangers blogs, all the Rangers stuff, watched all that. I've been through it for early morning, right? I'm fed up. I'm doing this, watched it. Well, I do now. Good day. They've got Celtic stuff on here, right? Different things. That's the boy. One of the boys came in, he goes, "Have you changed your colours?" I said, "No, I watched all the Rangers stuff. I'm watching your crap now, you know."
Well avoided there. Yeah, well avoided.
All right. But it's going to be a special time, Jim. I mean, I know you're we're all getting. We'll maybe get many years behind us, we'll go in front of us, but it's a special time. This is going to be in it. We're going to be honest. This is going to be.
It's been. Listen, you've got to give. Listen, you've got to give Steve Gerrard his due. I'll give Rangers board their due. For the 18 months, he was. We didn't know what he was going to do, but the last 18 months has been superb. You know, he's been. We realise what we've got here now. Do you know? Can I say something? Ox, if you don't mind me saying this, can we try not doing him to another star on that shirt?
Well, that'd be nice, mate. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
That'd be great, wouldn't it? Because I think I've got something special.
I think he knows that. Mate. I think Gerrard's a motivated man rather than a greedy man. Because let's be honest. Any time in maybe the last 18 months, you said he offers would have come in and he could have left for more money. He's a loyal and a motivated man.
Right. Absolutely. There's no point in taking a farm bag in full of 50s and 20s and trying to entice him. He doesn't need to do, didn't he know?
No, he's not that tight. But I don't think he'll get the credit, mate, to be getting the silverware. Once we get the silverware, he'll get the credit. Listen, I'm going to cut across you, Jim. Baloo's joined us again. Evening, Baloo. Great to hear from you again, mate.
Hey, boys. And girls, of course.
You're very quiet, mate.
It's just bloody phone. Every time I phone, you tell me that. Honestly, it's hopeless. It's an iPhone, but I still
turn your volume up.
I'm nearly eating the phone, and the volume's up. Well done.
Oh, well, you just need to shout.
Is that any better?
That's better. Carry on.
Right, okay. So I didn't want to disturb, but that was a good call. It came in there. I was quite enjoying that, and then I get this phone call, so now I had to turn down the volume, so I missed what was getting said.
Well, Jim for Paisley want to take the vol-au-vents and the sausage rolls to the party.
That was brilliant. It was right. It's been a good show. There's been a lot of good calls tonight, isn't there?
Oh, man. The show. It's the callers that make the show. Bridgeman. Some of them are kind of amazing.
It's always the callers. The callers are marvellous. They make it. They give us the atmosphere. And they put up with you, which is even better. It's just fantastic. Great mix.
I think you're talking about Oxygen, no me.
Oh, God. No. Come on. I wouldn't do that. Only Oxygen, pal. He's a great pal.
Aye. Well, Linda said something earlier on about the football, about where we're going to win the championship. And I must admit, I really fancied winning in the mid. I quite like the idea of it. But see what she said about winning at Ibrox. I think that'd be a great thing, actually. I think that'd be a really good thing for the team, be a good thing for the club, and be a great thing for the fans. Because it's going to be historical, it's going to be memorable, it's going to be everything that no other championships ever been, only because of what will be, the rest of it. So I think it'd be really suiting, and I think magic if we actually did win at Ibrox. So I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind on that. I've changed my mind to I think at Ibrox it would be great. It'd be great fun to win it in the middle, but I think it'd be essential. It'd be something else. It'd be great for Gerrard. No?
I think that's a valid point. Jordan?
I was on mute there, sorry. I was talking about it and I was on mute. As I said, like doing it at Bills of East End, but anywhere will do for me, to be fair.
Jim for Paisley.
Hey, listen, Ox, you're cutting out on me. I can't hear anybody say. I'm sorry. Can you repeat when you were going to say that? Is it me? Is it you? Or what?
You carry on. Where would you rather win it?
I couldn't hear what the last caller was saying there. Ox, I'm sorry.
Where would you rather win the championship? At their place or win it at Ibrox, so we can do our own thing?
Ox, listen, I don't give a flying flea where we won it, I must admit. But instead of see we're going to park each to win this 55. You know what I'm going to do? Then you're about in the kitchen doing another washing because I can't watch it. I'd rather beat the game. See, watching the telly, it's murder for me watching these games on the TV. So I can listen to them, but say, just me, maybe it's just me. My two boys are like, "Dad, what's up with you?" I'm like, "Listen, I'll do all the washing, right? I'll just be in here, just give me a shout if anything happens."
What do you do? Do you do your smalls or your colours or your whites? What do you do? What?
Oh, we've had this conversation before, right? It all gets crammed in, and then we work out all the pink stuff for the white stuff, and we bleach it all the next day again.
All right, fair enough. Do you not think you might be better just separate it before you start?
No, Linda, what have you got to say? Give a clue here.
I don't know.
That's very sexist. I was going to put you to our washing expert, Bridgeman.
Very good.
Jim, I'm not very good at the washing. I usually bleach everything as well, so don't worry about it.
Aye. A bucket of bleach on Monday morning. Aye. With the white stuff in it. Aye. That's me telling it.
Oh dear, you get it on here. Gary, what's your thoughts? What would you rather win the title, mate?
Let's get it. Just simple as that, man. Honestly, I think when we do it, man, we'll all just melt. I don't. Well, I was thinking. Obviously, I live in Corby in England, so I'm 350 mile away. So
somebody's got a show on in the background. Can you turn that off, please?
It's not me.
I know it's not you, but if somebody's got the show on. All right, okay. So it's what would your choice be?
Well, I think if we can all travel up, it'd be nice to be outside Ibrox on the day of the game. You know, obviously everybody would like to be inside Ibrox if they can be, but just wherever we can all be together. I think that's ideally, you know, outside Ibrox where the players playing inside, and you know, having a party afterwards. You know, just I don't know, but it would be nice to beat them at the Midland Dome. So, as I said to you before, Ox, it is about 55, but I'm quite enjoying seeing them in pain as well. So I'd be quite happy to inflict even more on them and have us win it at their ground. So, you know, I've never been that bitter, but I've become quite. I've grown a lot of dislike towards Celtic fans, not in a horrible way, but just that they've become very, very cocky over the last 10 years. And it's, as I say, I want them to have their medicine and swallow it. And if you know, a double dose of that would be taking their dream off them, and us doing 55 and going back to where we belong, which is at the very, very top of Scottish football. And for them to feel that pain at their own stadium would be fantastic. But I'll take it anywhere.
All right, I think Linda sold me. I thought for the get up them, but the more I think about it, for their own club and for their own support, it might be better. Let me see. Bridge, you had any thoughts?
My own personal opinion, I don't really care where it is we win it. I just want us to win it. But if I had a preference, I would rather it be Ibrox. I think it'd be really good. It wouldn't be against them, so that it wouldn't be any major problems afterwards. And that's the only reason I don't want it to be at their ground, because I can see major problems if we went there and won the league. I'll tell you. And even though there's no fans in the stadium, there'll be problems afterwards. They will definitely gather. They'll gather an army, and they'll come down and cause problems. That is 100%, in my opinion.
I get where you're coming from. Look what happened the last time.
Bridgeman.
Yes, ma'am.
Causing problems. Sorry. I don't want to interrupt the Bears now. I've got a funny feeling the problems would be caused if we won the league at Parkhead. It would be, as it caused the problems.
No, what I'm saying is I don't want any problems to be caused by anyone. Unfortunately for us, if we did go and win it, in which I'd be quite happy to win it anywhere in it at all, so I win it. But I would prefer if it wasn't at Parkhead, and therefore that wouldn't give any impetus. Celtic fans would stay well away from wherever Rangers are playing. That's what I would think, unless it's at Celtic Park. They would try and invade the perimeters of the stadium, that's for sure.
well, probably the Bigot Brigade that would fly it on anyway, or it might be the Hammerby fans, they would call them, to be fair.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Since Linda sort of posed the question indirectly, Old School Blue, he'll look at Facebook, Fox will look at YouTube, and Bridgeman can look at the lobby. We're asking you simply, would you rather win the league at Ibrox? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yeah, simple as that, Linda. That's all it.
That sounds perfect.
Aye. Jim, you mentioned Stevie G, and I really, once he gets his Honor and Silverware, will reflect on the job he's done. The European adventure, the amount of games he's won for a low base has been remarkable, mate.
It's been fantastic. Listen, I don't think we realised what we thought we were getting here. Well, I thought we were getting something special. It has actually turned out something special in the last 18 months, Ox. I think it's been fantastic. As I said earlier on, I just hope we can all do them together, other star, and we're shot. But in saying that to you, there's money talks. It means, listen, it isn't the money. It doesn't. I don't think he needs the money. It doesn't. We know he doesn't need the money. But let him be an icon at Ibrox. Let him get that big picture on that marble staircase. If he's the plaque underneath it, he's won 5 in a row, or let's. I hope he realises what he's in. I think he does realise what he's into. I hope we can keep him.
Mm-hmm. All right, Willow.
Oh, I'm totally with that. I think we brought him in with untried. We had two untried managers before it. Didn't know what we were getting, but he showed his resolve. He showed his strength, his professionalism. Or he might not have been a very victorious sort of captain at Liverpool, didn't win a lot of trophies or whatever. But what he did is, obviously the European Cup and that sort of stuff. But he's done really, really well. But I think what he learned as a player, he's brought into management, and I know a lot of people didn't expect it. I don't know if I expected it either, but he's delivered it absolutely fantastically. He knows the psychosis that it's required for this to win things. I mean, apparently the team talk he did that day when they were 3-0 down at half time in the European Cup, he did the team talk more or less apparently in the dressing room at half time. That's what he's brought to the club. There's nobody else could have done that, I don't think. After the carry on with Cassini and all that sort of stuff, and then Murphy, we needed somebody with some real steel, some real resolve, and that boy's turned it on completely. He's absolutely fantastic. And if we can keep it, I actually think he loves it. I think he loves it here, and I think he wants to win here, and I think he wants to stay until he does win. And you never know. I may keep him for a while longer. You never know. But no, I love him. I think he's fantastic. He's been fantastic for the club and for the support as well, because he's actually coming out like one of us. He talks like one of us. He seems like he feels about the club like one of us. So, no, love him. Great. Perfect. Wouldn't change him. Is that okay?
Well, Susan. No, that's fine, mate. Listen, it's coming through, Linda, overwhelming me for the lobby, for WhatsApp, some of the WhatsApp groups, obviously for Facebook as well. It's pretty much near enough 100% that most people would rather win at Ibrox, which is quite surprising.
Yeah, they just want to win it at home, Ox, at the stadium of our dreams. That's what they want. Absolutely.
All right. Maybe we might have to win it earlier and go there as champions.
Now you're talking.
That would be better. That would be better.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. It would be much better. Much better.
Peter, do you think we'll get a guard of honour? Oh. Yeah?
No.
Well, no. They would pull all the strings not to have that game. They would pull all the strings not to have that game. They wouldn't know what to do, Paul.
Yeah, that would be interesting. That would be interesting that day. They're the champions coming at Celtic Park, or Parkhead, or whatever they want to call it now. Imagine them clapping us on the park champion. It'd be fun. Yeah, by the way, Linda, I'm on your side. Let's win it, Ibrox. Let's go to Parkhead, the champions.
Sounds good, Jim.
Aye, sounds all right. Right, okay. Right, How long we got? Let me see. Missed the time. We've got a few minutes left. Just want to go back to the football. We're building up to a game against Ross County. We don't know if the players are going to be fit. So let's assume that nobody's fit. Anybody starting to think about the team for Saturday? Linda?
Well, I'll give you my team, Ox, what I think it's going to be.
Yes.
Okay, right. I think it'll be McGregor, Tav, Goldson. I think he'll bring Hollander in for the game on Saturday, Barisic. I've just kept the same midfield, Davis, Kamara, Aribo. And I did swither about the forward line, but I've gone for Itten, Morelos, and I'm giving Kent another game on Saturday.
One change? Was that not two changes? Hollander, did I hear?
Hollander and Itten.
Okay, aye. Okay, they would be popular choices. Jordan?
McGregor in goals, Tav, Goldson, Balogun, Barisic. Davis, I want to say Jack's going to be fit. I don't know if he'll start.
We're assuming none of them are fit. We're assuming none of them are fit to be here.
So Kamara, Aribo, Itten, Morelos, and Kent to start. And then if he's still in a bad game, he'll probably bring on Hadji. That's my team. But
who did you have at centre half?
Kamara.
No, centre half.
All right. I lost my train of thought there.
Golston.
He just went.
Golston and.
Oh, Golston. Sorry, I was saying Golston and Balogun.
All right, okay. So you're seeing it slightly different for Linda. Pretty much the same team apart from centre halves. Press man, have you had any thoughts? A bit early for us. We usually the press conference. What's your initial thoughts?
Well, right at this moment, I wouldn't start with any other team than the teams we've started with, providing there's no other guys on there that aren't available. We've got to start with what we're considered the strongest team, and hope that they're at Ibrox and they should bring the game to it, embrace their game, start with high tempo, and get in there and mollocate them. Why not?
He likes attacking football, really, Jim.
I would never try and second guess the gaffer, right? He usually gets it right. I would be surprised if Hollander starts. I'd suggest you that Jack maybe come on at some time during the game, and Ruth might come on near the end too, just to give him a run in because of just back for injury. But you're going to start with the same.
They're unavailable, Jim. They're unavailable.
Are they?
Ruth's unavailable.
All right.
Well. All right. We'll be joined by Dominic. Somebody's got the show. Somebody, please turn off the show if you've got it on check, please. On you go, Dominic.
Good evening. No, just a quick point regarding where they want to win it. I think the team at Ibrox winning it there and gaining his own time to get back and all the houses, wherever we are, and go outside Ibrox to see the team coming out of the stadium would be fitting, I think. Well, I mean, on Everton Drive. As I say, if we do it at Ibrox, that gives a lot of people from Glasgow enough time to get to the stadium. And you just imagine tens of thousands of people outside Edmiston Drive for the team coming out. Just superb.
I don't know.
It's not. I mean, it's not.
Aye, it's your time, mate. It's your time, innit?
Yep.
Aye. How are you anyway, Dominic? All right, mate? Not spoke to you for a couple of
days. Aye, all good, aye.
Safe in your world, aye?
Aye, yeah. Everything's brand new, aye. Each game passes, and it's just getting closer and closer. Look forward to Ross County on Saturday. We should be taking 3, 4, 5 off them. I mean, I know they're bottom of the division and that, and they're fighting for survival, but we should be running the top of them. I haven't even thought about a team yet for it Saturday, but no matter who we put out, as I say, we should be running the top of them and get the 3 points in the bag. it's almost to Hibs in it after that. But one game at a time. 3 points is all we want.
Can I come in, Alex, there, just for a second?
Aye, on you go, mate.
Just to say, I think obviously we're hoping that the shall we say, the COVID's gone, but the probability is it won't. We have to be extremely careful, no matter where we are. But somehow or other, we would love to get to Ibrox, but we have to be careful because if it's the COVID's no gone and the lockdowns are still there, we don't want to be seen like them across the other city. We need to do it right. However we do it, maybe we need to get it organised in some way, and I don't know how you would do it, some sort of form of miracle, but I'll get the Polish to leave it alone for an hour or so, let the boys go and see the team and disperse, because it'll be heaven. It'll be heaven if we could see it, but it'll be hell if we can't. I don't want the Polish to come along here heavy-handed and start lifting people. You know, they're standing right next to them in Park Keedham when they're throwing fences about and never lifted anything. Yeah. So we don't want that to happen.
But it's inevitable, isn't it, that we're all going to go there? You know what I mean?
Wherever it is, I'm saying, I hope that whatever happens, we don't all get... The Polish might put an army out there for us, you know, and just lift us all. And it's not the first time they've done that. But they never lifted all them. All I'm saying is, look what's happened a number of times over at Celtic Park, and a whole load of things happened outside there. Polish standing watching them, never said a word, never arrested one person.
Yeah, I think they did day 2 arrests, but when there was all sorts of rioting going on, you know what I mean? All sorts of sharks getting thrown about. So,
hey,
guys. Well, boys and girls, we've reached that time of the evening. Who was coming in there?
It was Gary. Liverpool have just been beat for the first time in 3 years and 9 months at home.
Well, it just shows you've got to be on it every game, man. Well, Bridgeman, we've reached that time of the evening. Bridge. Last call for the bridge.
This bloody thing never comes off, and I want to take them off. Sorry, guys. Can I just say that's another fantastic night? Great evening. Thoroughly enjoyable. Well done to everybody, and particularly yourself, Oxtear, for running it. Brilliant. And your techie teams. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on the RangersRadio, everybody, God almighty, I've got 2 sleeps, I think. 2 sleeps and a wee afternoon nap, maybe. Please, keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really need this. We need 3 points. We need 3 points. That should be the same. We should go to sleep thinking that. We need 3 points. Keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need us. Keep it going.
Thanks to all the callers. Some great calls tonight. First time calls. Great to hear from one and all. This has been Rangers. Also, thanks to Bridgeman and Linda for hosting the show. And all Schoolboy and Fox for doing the technicals. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night. We'll be joined by the one and only Old Bear. Take it away, Old Schoolboy.
They come from all of Glasgow, they come from near and far. They come from every Highland glen, from here to Lochnacar. They sail from dear old Belfast to the bonny banks of Clyde. They gather round to Timeless Park and loudly sing with pride. Oh yeah, it's R-E-N-G-E and R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, I'll set your mind at rest. Oh yeah, it's R-E-N-G-E and R-N-S. The boys in blue of Ibrox, aye, the Scotland's very best. Oh yeah, it's R-E-N-G-E and R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, I'll set your mind at rest. Oh yeah, it's R-E-N-G-E and R-N-S. The boys in blue of Ibrox, aye, the Scotland's very best. Aye, there's Richie Shearer, Robin, John Craig, McKinnon too. There's Baxter, Henderson, George McLean, they proudly wear the blue. There's Miller, Brandon, Wilson, what better could you want? Plus 70,000 Rangers fans that proudly sing this chant. Oh yeah, it's R-E-N-G-E and R-N-S. In case you didn't catch it, friend, I'll set your mind at rest. Oh yeah, it's R-E-N-G-E and R-N-S. The boys in blue, the Ibrox, aye, the Scotland's very best. Andy Shearer, Probin, John Craig McKinnon too. There's Baxter, Henderson, George McLean, they proudly wear the blue. There's Miller, Brandon, Wilson, with Edgar Cook you won. Plus 70,000 Rangers fans that proudly sing this chant. Oh yeah, it's R-A-N-G-E-N-R-S. In case you didn't catch your friend, I said you mind the best. Oh yeah, it's R-A-N-G-E-N-R-S. They're the boys in blue on my side of Scotland's best.